Students, good evening to all of you. Offline students, good evening. So, do you recognize me? What? What you recognized? So, I am what? Okay, very good. So, I thought that you forget when you came to offline. Very good. So, anyhow, students, we came to offline based on many people's every day in the offline. They are asking, sir, when offline class, sir, when offline class, sir, like that, continuous messages. Okay. So, anyhow, we will start the sessions. But, okay, Rocky, you are in offline student, sir, but I am in AP. That's why I can't come. Why? Why, Rocky? Come to Telangana. So, online is good, huh? Okay. So, anyhow, students, so I started little late today. Generally, when I'm in the offline, 4 o'clock, 10 minutes, I say good evening, right? Sharp 4:10. Okay. But offline, little small delay. But tomorrow onwards, same punctuality will be maintained. Okay. So, anyhow, students, today we started little late. So, let us continue the last session, I hope. What I discussed, ma? Last class. Come on, quickly, everybody try to answer it. So we started with offline students. How many are, sir? So, so offline students are how many? Maximum 40 students are there. 40 students. Online students are how many? 205 so far. 205. Okay. Still they will increase. They will go on joining up to 430. Okay. So continue on. Good. So last class, what we completed, ma? Come on, say. Functions are. Functions started 3 days back only. Number of approaches. How many approaches to define a function? 4. What is the first approach? Taking values, taking input, returning values. Next is what? Not taking values, not returning values. Next is what? Taking values, returning values. Next, not taking values, returning values. 4 programs I said, na? Plus, I did 2 types of examples like that. I gave some assignment also, right? Solved? Done? No. By seeing you, I can decide because I'm not a small kid to speak. So, you need to do this. You need to do the assignment. So, I gave simple things. Okay, solved. So, Atish, you solved it. Okay. So, need to do the assignments carefully. Now, I need to go for one more type of concept, whether you remembered or not. Sorting of names, ascending, descending. Last time I did that, right? Shall we move forward? Right. So, let me do it one more example. Then later I will introduce one more concept. We have already indexed, na? So, we'll go for it, right? Open the notes, all of you. Open the notes. Write down. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will calculate, very good example I am giving. Please be perfect. Write a Python program which will calculate all arithmetic operations, by using functions. It's an important one. It is one of the written test. Recently, one of our student joined in, Swati Patil. 1 or 2 days back when she was joined as a system test, she got this question using functions. How do you do it? How to do this? How many functions I will use? I will use 7 functions I will use. How many arithmetic operators are there? 7 arithmetic operators are there. How many functions I will write? Each operator, one function I will define. Shall we start? Yeah, carefully look at it. It indicates any main program when you are defining, any main program we are defining, any kind of project we are developing, each project must be decomposed into smaller pieces. That smaller piece is called what? Function. Right? Subprogram of the main program is called function. Shall we start? Right. So I'll start with the program others and say here others and then new. Then there I am writing this program calculates all arithmetic operations. Carefully understand by using functions. By using what? Functions. So let us start with how we are going to calculate all sorts of arithmetic operations by using functions. Very simple, guys. Look at DEF. So first I will do what? Multiplication. First I will do what? Addition operation. ADD-OP. Carefully try to understand, students, here. ADD-OP. To do this ADD-OP, how many operations are required? I will write pass. What is the meaning of pass? Is a keyword which will makes the PVM not to consider the indentation block. Ignore the indentation block. That is the meaning of what? Pass. Okay. Let me give the skeleton for you. DEF sub-OP colon what? Pass. Also will give you subtraction operation. I'm giving separately. I'm writing pass. Pass is a keyword which makes the PVM to ignore the indentation block of statements. Suppose if I don't write this pass and if I try to execute without writing indentation block, it will give you error. So to bypass that type of errors, I will write what? Pass. Very nice. Next, I will write it DEF MULOP of colon what? Pass. DEF. Next is called a DIVOP colon what? Pass. Next, like that DEF, and next is called what? What is next, ma'am? Floor. In this place only I will do both the divisions. Floor division I will do plus I will take it as coefficient float related coefficient value also. Slash and double slash I will do it in the single place. Okay, students. Next, coming to the point of it, what is the next part? Expo OP, exponentiation operation. This I will do this. Next is called modulus operation. Also I will do it. DEF modulus operation of colon what? Pass. Now it is the time to see to define these kind of functions. So from the main program, what I will do, my dear students? Main program I will call these functions. Shall we start? Yes. So let's start with add OP. What should I do in add OP? I will take it. Carefully understand. Two values I will read or not. How do you do? Float of, input of. So simple. So enter first value. Enter first value for addition. I'm giving the operation name also. Addition. Next I'm going to take B value also I will take it. Enter B value also I will take it. Enter second value for addition. Next I will do what here? I say, come on here, sum of, I say, comma, I say is equal to like this. Dot format of, come on please, A comma B comma A plus B. Right? Simple. See, students, all of you carefully listen. What I want to bring to your notice is, please improve your programming. And what I observed in this pandemic situation also, the IT jobs are coming very easily to the students who knows programming. Without programming, even if you do MTech and PhD also, nobody will touch also. These days, percentage is important only for 10%. And 90% you need to have the programming knowledge. And even, of course, this is and you don't feel any degree students are there. Degree student also getting selected in the campus interviews as well as in the normal offline campus interviews also. They're getting selected compared to what? MTech students also not getting selected because of no knowledge on the programming. So luckily you are in the beginning stages of the Python industry. And in this 2022, you will see A vast kind of opportunities will be there in the Python. And this is a good time for you to improve your coding skills like anything. That's why from the day one onwards, I'm telling to you, please practice well. Still, some of the students are not practicing. So I can't do anything else because daily I cannot give these lectures of outside subject. So once if I say, you have to blindly follow that. Okay, now practicing, without practicing, nothing will come out. Okay, now. So some of the student is in Google Drive, morning student, I think so. Whatever I'm uploading, he is copying and pasting in the Edit Plus and saving, and he's saying py, file name.py, and executing. I don't know how this is done. He only said, sir, is it a good practice? Is it a good way of practicing? Is it a good way of practicing? Whatever I'm uploading, he's opening it, Control A, Control C, pasting in Edit Plus, and a Control C, V, and saving and practicing. That is not good actually. You understand? Open it, do by yourself. Are you getting me? So coming to the next part, I want to go for it. So let us go to, this is the way. You type by yourself, understand the code, close your book and practice it. One program, one day you completely practice it. At the beginning, first day. So first day you will get little difficulty. Second day you will get lot of flexibility in writing the coding. So this is my advice and try to follow strictly. So coming to the sub OP also. Sub OP also you want fans, ma? So coming to the point back, you come to the point back, fancy Maravi. So let us coming to the sub OP. Sub OP, you take it. What are the sub OP here? I take this kind of things. Tell me for my satisfaction here, A and B are called dash variables. Local variables. A and B are called which variables? Local variables we can call. Come on, try to have debate with offline students, online students. They are saying immediately the answer. Local variables, local variables. So I don't know whether you know this or not. What variables they are? Local variables. Fine. Let us go to where also subtraction operation also I will go for it. What I will do in subtraction operation? X is equal to, enter the first value for what? Enter the first value for which operation? Sub operation. Subtraction operation. Next, enter the value. This is for what? Second value for what here? Subtraction operation. Second value for subtraction operation. This is called y. And do what? Print of, I do what? Sub of, come on, comma, comma, close it. Dot format of x, comma, y, comma, what is next? X minus y. X minus y. What is this x and y are called here? Local variables. What approach I am using? Neither I am taking the values from function call, nor I am returning the values to the function call. I am taking inside, I am processing inside, I am displaying inside only. Everything I am doing inside only, right or not? Yeah. Like that, I will take this, right, mom? I will take this kind of operation here. So, yeah. One more kind of function. Yes. Right. So I will take one more kind of bracket. Yes, ma. One more kind of bracket. Like that, I will take what? Multiplication also I will take it. So can I copy and paste here? Yes. You see these students? I take it. Multiplication operation also I am taking. Enter the first value for multiplication. Enter the first value for multiplication. So I'll say value for multiplication. Enter the second value for multiplication here. Second value for multiplication. If you carefully observe it, this is called one example I am doing. Next I will take it. Next I will take it. What should I do now? It is called MUL. MUL of, what should I do? X star y. X star y. Ma? Yeah, equal to. Equal to also I will do. Here also I need to do equal to. Okay. Equal to also I need to do it. Subtraction also. Yeah, very good. So next I will go for, like that I will take the division also I will take it. Division also I will take it. So here I am writing. Here I am writing. Enter the first value for division. Maybe floor division, maybe normal division, whatever it is. Division. Next is called one more type of thing. Enter this value for this and enter this second value for next part is called what you know. Like this, I say div of, I say this slash, I say this slash. One more kind of division I will take. That is which division ma? Floor division. Floor division. Yeah. That is going to be taken as what? X star star, X double slash Y. X double slash Y. Getting me? Yes. Next, similarly, I'll go for modulus operation also. So I will take it for modulo division. I will take this. Percentage operator I will apply. Percentage operator I will apply. So remove the pass. I say for what? Modulus or modulo division. You can say modulo division. I can say modulo division. It is nothing but percent operator. I will use it. Yeah. Here I will take it. So mod of. So I will take it. Percentage operator I will apply. Very good. Next I will go for one more type of thing. I say next part is like this. What is the next part? I am going to take it like this. I am going to take it. Look at my dear students here. Next is called exponentiation. Enter the first value for exponentiation operation. Exponentiation. Okay. Next is second exponentiation value. Fine. So second value for exponentiation. Enter the second. Actually, in place of that, I will give you like this. Not like this. Enter the value for base. Enter the value for base. Enter the value for, come on ma, power. Enter the value for power. So you see this, then do it as what is this? Power. POW of, I say, POW of, I say here, X star star Y. Right? X star star Y. So here I am going to take it. This is the values we need to take it. Is it understandable? Line number 20, 28. Line number. So line number I am asking, you are saying something more and more. So this is the one. Okay. This is the one. Modulus also one extra bracket. All places. So in all the places, one extra bracket. Printing in all the statement, one extra bracket. Okay. So fine. 19th line also. Okay. Very good. So let us go to the next. This is the functions we got it. So I'm writing AOP example 1.py. Two examples I want to write it down this time. So let us save this code. And in this case of this, so there is a 4 p.m. our old class. I'll continue. So some of the files are there in my system and I will take functions here and folder in that. I will take it AOP example 1.py. Let us coming back and will this program will execute? Will it execute? No. Why it won't execute? Because there is no function calls. It won't execute because there is no function calls. Let us go for function calls. Let us test it. So save it. Coming to the command prompt here. E colon in my system. In the home, I have in G colon, I have only CDG. And here we have E colon also. Okay, we are Python 4 p.m. So there I say CD. What is next? Functions ma. Functions here. There you say execute. PY. I say this is PY. And I got it. Enter that. Nothing is going to be coming. Because I told you already, once we define the function, you must be able to call it, execute it. What is that? This is the functions I defined. Next further topic is how to use the functions of one program into another program, I will say. Today in my project, it is developed in one place of one team member. I want to use the code of one person into other person program. That is across the programs I want to use it. So that next concept is modules concept I will explain. Okay, na? Right. At present, you stick over to the functions. Come on, call it once again. What do you want to call it? I want to call, for example, out of these many number of facilities, which function you want to call, you can call it. No issue at all. I will call, for example, add OP. Add OP. We are in the functional programming. Later, further, what will be coming? Object-oriented programming will come. Python is inspired from 4 languages. One is functional programming. C programming, it is inspired. Object-oriented programming. After that, we are going to start with this. Okay. So when I start add OPP, straightforward it goes to add OPP. It will ask this kind of things. Let us execute, save this now. Go for that. See that now. Enter the first value for addition 12. Enter the second value for that is something like this. So we got the output like this. Enter the value -4. Enter the value -6. Value is called -10. Enter the value called 23. Enter the value called -45. Value is something like this. Are you getting, my dear students? Let's go back to this. Now, like that, I can call all these functions. Like this, I can call these functions. What I'm calling here, sub OP. Next is called MUL OP. Like this, I'm calling. Just execute this. Value called 12 and then 34 and then etc. Subtraction is called 100 and then something like 45. Output is coming and then 15 and then 12.45. Output is like this. Getting me? Yeah. So like that, I want to call whichever functions I want, I can call it. Which function I can call? DIV function I can call. DIV OP I can call. Next is called a modulus operation I can call. Next is called what, expo OP I can call. Last and final, I will execute all of them. See that 12 and then 34 and then 23 and then 5 and then multiplication 4.5 and then 6.7. I got the result of that. Next is called some 10 and then 3. I got it. Then normal division and floor division. And modulo division is called 30 and then 3. I got the division is called what? 330s. Division is remainder is what? 0. If I enter 10 and 3, remainder is called 1. Right? So let us see that base value called 4 and then this is called something like 4 to the power of 4. 4 to the power of 4 is nothing but 256. Understand, guys? Yeah. So let us go to that and observe some sort of explanation here. So observe some sort of clarification. See, my dear students, 2 lines of code for add OP, 2 more lines of code for subtraction OP, 2 more lines of code for multiplication, 2 more lines of code for this and 2 more lines of code for this. So out of my 7 operations, 6 operations will contain the same type of coding. Enter the value, enter the value, enter the value. Is it not written 6 into 2, 12 lines of code is written? So can you reduce it? Who will reduce the redundancy of the code in our Python programming? Functions. Functions are meant for performing certain operation and for code reusability. What is the code is using again and again here? Entering the inputs. Entering the shall I reduce the code? Yes, please come down, copy this. This is one format of this code. One format of this code. Don't take, who is this? Don't take personally, don't take personally. There is one student name called don't take personally. Sir, can you explain about static variable? My dear student, static variable concept you are asking me. This is, you are going to become an expert in that area. Who is that name? That name of the student is don't take it personally. First time I am listening. Have you heard about this? Student name is called don't take personally. Don't take personally. So he is asking, sir, explain about static variable. My dear student, I will explain in classes concept. In OOPS, if you come to that, there is the instance variables. Next is called what? Class level variables. Class level variables. This is the terminology of what? Classes in which course? Python. When you come to Java, I hope that don't take personally student is belongs to Java student, I think so. Because Java means it's my inner heart, that is my expertism subject. Okay, so it is instance variables there, and next is called one more thing, static variables are there. Static variables. This is in the concept of what? Classes of what? Java. But in Python, there is no static variables. We call it as what? Class level variables. This I will explain when you go for classes of Python. So student, are you understanding? Don't take personally student. In my class, I will explain in Whoops, there is a classes concept, because somewhere else or the other place I explained this to my students. Classes, right? There is a classes. See how many examples I used to tell only on classes. So it is our expertism concept of class. You just see that where I used to explain, because you see that class name, class level data members, instance data members, decorators, class level methods, static methods, instance method, mind-blowing explanation I'll give you. Because irregular order, if I follow, you cannot understand. So that's why don't worry about that. So coming to the point of it, so I don't want to take this into consideration. So don't take personally student, please log in on your name, please. Right. Coming to this point here, I will take these things, take this program. In this, I would like to take it. Okay, it was taken. I hope it is some other name it is taken. Take that Python. Yes, paste it. Now I am going to try to reduce the code. Shall I reduce the code? Yeah. Let us coming to that. How many times I am going to write this? I don't want to write each and every time. I don't want to write each and every time. I don't want to write each and every time. I don't want to write each and every time. I will write only one time. That I am not touching. Last part I am not touching. So here, I will write only one time. Can I? Yeah. So what I am going to do, def, come on, what is the function name you will take? Read values. Read values, colon, pass. Okay. This read values function, who will call? Add OP function will call. Subtraction function will call. MUL function will call. DIV OP function will call. Mod OP function will call. Define once, write once, call anywhere. Do you know the slogan of the functions? So always we must write the efficient programming in the industry. So let us coming to that. Here, do you know how I am calling my function? Read values. I will say you are reading the values for which operation? Addition. So I am passing the parameter called what? Ma? Addition. See how beautiful this is. Addition. What is this function will do? Addition is sending this value to which function? Addition function. As a parameter I will take it. So what I am doing now? OP. Some variable you take it. So now you say what I am doing. Come on, A is equal to, come on students, enter first value for, you see how beautiful it is, format of what? OP. What is there in OP? What is there in OP, ma? Parameter is okay. What is the value coming there? Addition. What is the message coming? Enter the value for addition. Understand? Very good. So first time I am using format function for input function also. Actually format function we used to use for what? Print. Now I am using the format function for what? Input also. Understand students? Right. Come to the next point here. Enter the value for, this is a B. Enter the second value for, what is this? Format of OP. Okay. How many values I got it? Okay. Can I access this A and B in this function called add OP? Can I access? Online students can access this AB in this place of AB here. Shravani, very good, mom. No, no, no. Those who says yes, write imposition tomorrow and bring it. Local variables can be accessed only in same function definition only, but not possible to access in other function definition. Did I mention that point or not? Explained or not explained? Explained. So my notes is so powerful. It is like an Indian constitution, I can say. Everything is there in the notes. Fine? Come on to the point of it. So here, this A and B, you cannot access here. You cannot access here. Just if you want to check it, you can check it. Of course, I shown you that in the class. You just say one thing, add OP. Add OP. So I say example 2.op. Rocky, you are asking once again. Explain once again, sir. I will explain. Wait. So coming to the point of it, I say in this case, py, you see, see that could not convert string to float, enter the first string value. Okay. What is happening there? Input is missing. First of all, input is missing. You are not writing that. And you are also seeing after coming to offline, something today mind is changed. Because daily you are seeing the screen, small screen or mobile. Today you are seeing the big screen. That's why. So input is required or not? Yes. Then, so coming to the point. Close bracket. So input, one function, one more function, one more function. Yes. Coming to this area. See that now? 10 and 20. Okay. You are reading this, no problem. You are reading this, no problem. But you are keeping the value in AB. Those values you are attempting to access in add OP. It is not going to possible to access it. You are getting an error. A is what? Local to the function. B is a local to the function. You cannot access that. So how do you do? You need to return those values. How do you return, students? Return A comma B. Can I return more than one value from the function? Yes. Already we discussed in the class. Come on. When I return more than one value, where can I hold it? X comma Y is equal to X comma Y. What is this statement called? Multi-line assignment statement with function call or not? Tell me how this function is working. Read values function, taking the operation name and going to the read values function with operation name. What is an operation name? OP. What is coming? Enter the first value for what? OP. What is the value of OP? Addition. Enter the value for addition, message will come. Enter the values for subtract, same. Second value for addition. Okay, reading two values and returning those two values. A will be there in X, B will be there in Y. Is it a multi-line assignment or not? Yes. You can happily write here X and comma Y comma what? X plus Y. X plus Y. Did you understand? Yes. Execute, my dear students. Now, say that 12 and then 34, getting the answer like this. Are you getting my point? Is it the code reduced or not? Yes. Next go. Come to where next? Sub OP. Now you tell me. Call which function? Call which function, ma? Read OP values method. Come on, read. Come on. A comma B is equal to read OP, read values or read OP now. Read values, send what? Your operation name. What is your operation you are doing? Subtraction. Yes or no? This value called subtraction is passing to whom? Is passing to the function OP. Enter the first value for OP, that is called subtraction. Enter the second value for the subtraction you are getting and AB, and I will print that AB. Even you can take A and B also, no problem. That is A minus B, you can say. A minus B, you can say. Are you okay? Right. Similarly, I did this AB and I can do happily this part also. Come on, ma. Quickly tell me. AB or XY, because why should I change it again and again? I will take the same kind of XY, no problem. What is this, ma? Multiplication. Multiplication, see, there is no change at all, but only thing is becoming an intelligent programmer day by day. So here I will write it what? Same thing. What is this now? Division operation. division operation. Division operation. Next is called what here? Modulus operation. That is called modulo division. Modulo division. Whatever you are writing, that only will come. Modulo division. Yes. Exponentiation operation. You are getting x and y, x and y, x and y. Right? So coming to this point of it, x and y, here also x and y. Understand, students? Right. So what do you understand with this example? Instead of asking every time this read values, enter the first value, second value many times, I defined how many times? Only one time. I am calling the same function many times or not? Yes. Beautiful. Come to this example part. You call it as add OP. And the next is called what? Sub OP. Sub OP. Next is called MUL OP. Next is called DIV OP. Next is called modulus OP. Modulus OP. Next is called what? Exponentiation OP. That is anyhow it is going to come. Exponentiation OP. Anyhow it is going to come. Right. Done. So let us take this. Right. Senapati, could you explain? Could you explain why expo not taken? Taken, ma? Expo not written. Expo is if you want you can write it. No, I said that if you want you can write it. Senapati, x and y is taken normal values like this. Enter the value for base and power is there. Na? That's why I'm not going to take this kind of thing. Here two values are returning. One for this. Only one parameter is taking. Na? Here it is taking two different values. I am getting it. Here x and y requiring the same name. Here x and y requiring the same name. But here x require the base and y require the power. I hope you are understanding. Senapati, are you okay? Right. So Ganesh Verma, don't go to only x and y. You take anything. Don't try to buttify the program. You take any name, right or not? So let us save this code. Let us save this code. Go to execute this program now. Take this py. So coming to that, first one is called what? Addition. You never feel that it is going to be coming as a value from the function. So I will say some 123 and say some 456. I got the addition there. Next is called subtraction 200 and next is called 100. You got the value like this. Multiplication, you never felt that it is a value actually as a parameter. So say there is something like 23 and then 12 is a value. 100 and next is called 33. You got the result like this. Okay. Next is called something like a 200 and then something like 33. So I got the modulus value also like this. 33 and the 200 is actually reverse. I need to enter. No problem. We got the result. Modulus. Power value for the base is 33 and then 3. 33 to the power of 3 is nothing but that, like that. Are you understanding? So the main importance of this code is, the main importance of this previous one is when bigger problem is given, decompose into smaller pieces and please split it into what? Different type of modules, different type of functions you define, and whichever function people want, they will call that type of function. They will call that type of function here. I hope you are understanding. Clear? Shall I go to move to further? Yes. Now I am going to enter into the next discussion. Students in the online, are you comfortable with this program? Right. So let us go to, you can make this program as a menu driven program also you can do. Do you understand menu driven program in the class? What is the menu driven program I said? Already I told you. What is it? 1 for addition, 2 for what? Subtraction, 3 for, 4 for, 5 for, 6 for, 7 for. Which one I will use? Match case. What are you following? Don't say the head move up and down and then horizontally. Speak. Do you know match case? Right. Can you implement this? Tomorrow you need to show. Do with match case kind of examples. Okay. So let's move to the next concept I will introduce. Next concept I will introduce. as the most important concept I'm going to introduce. Now I'm going to do arguments. I'm going to enter into the biggest discussion in the class. Arguments and parameters. Arguments and parameters. Right. Harish, like that only. Harish, exactly like a ATM operation. That is called a menu driven application we can call. So now I'm going to discuss about arguments and parameters. So let us start with the arguments and parameters. It's the biggest topic. It will continue for 3 days. Shall we start? Good. Now, parameters and arguments. First, I will talk about, I will talk parameters. Then after that, I will come to the arguments. Anything is okay, no problem. First, I will start like this. So how many types of names of parameters you know? What is the knowledge you have? Come on, start with offline students and online students. Don't see what online students will answer. Already they answered. Already they started. Shravani answered. 2. She said 2. How many parameters you heard in my class? Shravani, one is called formal. You heard about it. I did not use the word called actual so far. Did I use? No. So might be this actual word is the one which you already learned in your C language. Just one idea is there for you. Okay. So I used 2 types of parameters so far. One is called what? Formal parameter. Okay. One more is what? Local parameter. That is called a local variable. Parameter or variable, after all, variable name only. If a variable name is used in the method function heading, we call it as formal parameter. In the method, in the function description, I explained all these things. If the variables list are used in function heading, we call it as formal parameters. If the variables used in the function body, they are called local variables or local parameters. Why do you use local parameters? To store my inputs. To store the inputs. Why do you use formal parameters? To store the inputs coming from the function calls. So much of clarity is required. I am going for detailed programming in every moment. Clear? Shall I move forward? So in functions, I am going to write it. In functions, we come across 2 types of parameters. 2 types of parameters, which is already explained to you. They are first one is called formal parameters. Formal parameters. Second one is called what? Second one is called what? Local parameters. Local parameters. You can also call it as what? Local variables. No problem. Local parameters, you can also call it as a local variable. Depends on the terminology we use it. Even this is also formal variables also you can call it. Formal variables also we can call it. No problem. Okay. Right. So I want to give you, which I already told you, once again I am saying to you, formal parameters are the variables used in function heading, and they are used for storing or holding the values coming from where function calls required for that function calls. So formal parameters are variables used in function heading, and they are used for storing or holding the values coming from function calls. This is first thing what you have to understand. And the next part is called what? Local variables also I want to give you the clarity here. Local variables are the parameters or those are used in where function body, which is already said in the class, and they are used for what? Storing which results? I hope you are not reading, right? Storing temporary results in where? Function body. So some temporary results are coming or not? those temporary results want to store it. Those temporary results want to store it. We will be using that. The student who is asking global variable, Ganesh Verma, I already having a index. If you see the index, it is there in my class. Ganesh Verma, you please wait certain. Whatever I am explaining, you try to understand. Ma. So try to understand what I am explaining. You don't go out of your context. I did not read your doubts also. Okay. Already in my index, there is a global variable meaning is there. It's a mind-blowing explanation I will give you. What I am explaining, try to understand that. Okay, that is a very good habit to the student. If you go out of your coverage area, I never give the respect to this type of doubts because it is there in our classroom example. Global variables list is there. Is it there or not? In our content, which is there given index, global variables, local variables, global keyword, global function is there. If you open your index, I will explain everything. If you go your own order like this, it is very much inconvenient irritation for me. So I never respond to such type of doubts, and don't lose the respect towards your doubts, because if I get that type of irritation doubts, I never concentrate on that. Even if you ask any genuine doubt also, I will ignore it. Take care by yourself, because in my class, everything I will teach you. Because last and final, I am telling to Ganesh Verma, try to see your index, what I uploaded in your class. Because I can show my index of the functions, but you may feel that, sorry, showing some other index, because I am very much punctual about my content that I will explain to you. So please concentrate well. Even some of you are not remembering what is my index also. So see that 4 p.m. and I was having, right, coming to the point of it, here we are having functions, index. Where is it? Where is it? Syntax for defining function. Coming to this, inner loops, types of languages, index is uploaded. Maybe index is there with me, not uploaded, I think so. Fine. Okay. So what is the index? Just I want to show you. Even the index, if you look at once, you can observe. In my 11 a.m., there is a function index. I used to write it. Index. You see, I used to describe in every classroom. What is this you see? Arguments and what? Parameters. Here there is a global and what? So here there is a, after discussion of so much of programming, there is a global keyword and a global parameter. There is a global key and then global's concept. So now only if you ask Ganesh Verma, to you only I am saying, take care by yourself and try to keep current doubts, current description you try to understand. Because every student doubt I want to address, 99.99% I would like to address every student doubt, want to convince. If you post such a type of thing, you will be losing unnecessarily interest on that. I will be getting irritation because of such type of things. Okay, take care by yourself. Right, come to the point of it. So it's my time waste of talking about the such unnecessary things. So temporary, what is this? Results of the temporary results in which body? Function body. And moreover, that formal parameters and local parameters values can be accessed only inside the function body only. Am I correct? So the values of what? Formal parameters and what? Local parameters can be accessed in, come on, can be accessed in where? Corresponding function definition only. Because you have seen practically here, A and B of my function can be accessed in the same function. If I written, then only I can access in other place. Am I correct? So even this point I mentioned in our syntax of the function also. Corresponding function definition only, but not possible to access but not possible to access in the context of other function definitions. Other function definitions. That's it. Okay, na? Yeah. So this is what you have seen already, formal parameters and local parameters as a part of my classroom. Now I'm going to talk about today, arguments concept is coming in front of you. Arguments. First time you are hearing about these arguments. Let us talk about arguments are the variables. Arguments are the variables. In simple word, I can say these are the global variables. But I want to give you what is the need of the global variables. I will explain separate explanation because I have separate order of teaching for giving the importance of those things. At this point of time, arguments are the variables used in function calls. Very, very, very important. Parameters, formal parameters and local parameters are the one used in where? Function heading and then where? So totally parameters are used in where? Function definition only. Understand? But there is one more component called what? In the function call, who will be there? Arguments we are using. Let us take one small example immediately. And of course, you can easily understand what is the meaning of it. We already used in our class also. Already we used in the class. Look at that. DEF, display of NO comma S name. NO comma S name. Print of what? Student number. Yes, I will say student number. Dot format of. Come on. Student of what? NO. Next is called what? Student name. So functions importance you will be getting day by day when classes are increasing. When classes are increasing, whose importance will come day by day? Are you understanding? Function extensions is modules. Modules extensions is packages. You will say, sir, really hands up, you will say. So functions concept, as long as functions are listening, okay, that normal you will feel. When I go to modules, you will feel that functions are great. When I go to the modules called what? Extension called what? Functions. You'll say functions are extraordinary. Without functions, even single step of development will not take place. But you take any Python student, they don't know functions onwards. They don't know anything about Python. Modules, packages, whoops, from that onwards, Python is gone. Right? So that's why when I'm explaining, stick to that. So this is called a function definition. Or if you feel difficult about this, A comma BUC. Why is that difficult? Because you're a very sensitive part of my class. Value of A is printing. Value of B, I would like to give a proper example for you. Value of B is equal to B you are giving. Okay. Now you are writing C is equal to what? A plus B. Print is equal to sum of is equal to what I am writing is equal to dot format of A comma B comma C. What is A and B? What is A and B? This only I don't want. I said. Is called are called formal parameters. Are called what? Formal parameters. What is C is called? C is called local variable. Local variable they are called. Local variable it is called. C is called what? Local variable. Beautiful. Now I will go to the main program. Okay. Now I am going to say X is equal to float of course, this is just so many times written in the class. Input of enter first value. Even in a previous program also I wrote it. Enter first value. Okay. Enter second value. enter second value. This is called y. Enter second value. Beautiful. Okay, students. Now x and y, two values are there. Now you send it to the function. You send it to the function. What is my function name? Be x comma. Here you observe it. X comma y are the variables in which program, used in which call, function call. First of all, this is called what here? Function call. First of all, are you okay? In the function call, what I am using? Some variables I am using or not? These variables are called here x and what? Y are called arguments. Arguments. Some people can also call it as actual arguments. Actual arguments. Actual arguments. Simple. If you want me to tell in simple word, there is a name called Ramakrishna. There is a name called Ramakrishna. Is a name of the student. Is an official name. Is an actual name. And how the parents and friends are calling something like what, you know? So something like Krish. What is this Krish? Is a nickname of this person or not? So this is a nickname of this person. It is nothing but a formal parameter. Krish is called what parameter? Formal parameter. This Ramakrishna is called what? Actual name. Like that, everybody is having actual name is there. And you have your own nicknames are also there. Am I correct or not? But don't tell this example in interviews. If you tell in interviews, they will ask you who is your faculty. Don't tell my name. Your student is always very dangerous because they will stick on only this type of unnecessary things. Okay, Vamsi Rani, Vamsi Nani. Okay, so don't go for any such type of things, because if I give that example, take it as a general sense. Once you take the general knowledge, you can understand technically. Okay, na? Come on to the point of it. Here you come to the point of it. X and x is passing to whom? A. Y value passing to whom? What are the actual variables? X and y. What is this A, B are called? Some different names, temporary names I am using to hold my x and y values. So x, C is called what? Local. A and B are called what? What is x and y are called? That clarity is there. How many variables you know so far? Formal variables, local variables, actual variables. This is in where functional programming. When I go to further, global variable I will add to this. Here only there is a meaning of global, but I am not using that because the global context I will explain in the project point of view how it is useful. Normally, I don't want to explain at this stage. When I go to object-oriented programming, there are two more variables are going to come in front of you. What are those? Instance variables will come. Class level variables will come. Totally how many variables? Formal variables, local variables, actual variables, which are called global variables in project point of view. Next is instance variables, class level variables. If you go to interview point of view, how many variables are there? Tell all at once. They will really wonder. And they will ask you compulsory a question. Why do you use formal parameters? I told in my class. Why do you use local variables? I told. What are the actual variables? Where are you using? I told. What are the pending? Global variables I will explain. With the programming, instance variables I will explain. Class level variables I will explain. Combined together, I will show you once in the class. Okay, na? Right. So let us coming to that x and y, displaying that, receiving that, and then printing it. So let us execute this now. I am giving a simple example of what here: formal, local, actual, ACTU, actual variables example.py. It's a big file name. Big file name. So coming to the point of it, functions here, go to your location of it, 4 p.m. Functions concept, I will take it. There, you try to take this as a save. Coming to this place of this, coming to this place, I say py. See, my dear students, enter the value 10 and 20. Where are these 10 and 20 are available? I think you are not there in the class context, right? Where are these 10 and 20 are available? X and Y. Where are these 10 and 20 are there? X and Y are what? Tell me now, what is my question? Where are these 10 and 20 are there? Actual variables. Sending to whom? Display function. Display will take the actual values and sending to whom? Formal. Inside the formal, I am processing the data and displaying the result or not? Yes. Understand quickly. Are you getting me? Yes. Now, I just say, not only this, any kind of programming, first input is coming in actual variables. Actual variable values are sending to function and they are available in the form of what? Formal parameters. The main point I want to convince today is some relation I want to establish. Arguments are the variables used in the function calls, and the arguments are also called arguments are also called what? Come on, ma. Actual arguments, no problem. Actual arguments you can also call, no problem. Are you getting me? Yes. Now I want to say one important point to be understandable. One double star point, 5-star point you need to understand. What is the relation between arguments and parameters? Can anybody can tell me? What is the relation between arguments and parameters? Your dummy name came first, your actual name came first. Actual name came first. After actual name, what they will create? Dummy name they will create. So many relatives will forget the actual name also. So they will call on only short name they will call. So tell me, what is the relation between actual name and the dummy name? In this program, you tell me, forget about the normal life. What is happening here? The meaning is transmission of data is going on between what? Actual variables and? Yes, the point is every value of actual parameters are sending to whom? So there is a lot of mechanism is going on. There is a lot of message communication is happening. There is a lot of message passing is happening between what? Actual parameters to? Yes, that is called what? Types of parameters passing mechanism. Types of arguments mechanism. In olden days, how the messages are transferred? Olden days, letters. Later after that, urgent messages, telegrams, speed post, courier. Later onwards, telephones. Later onwards, mobiles. Later onwards, WhatsApp. Right or not? So these are all called what? Message exchangers. Am I correct or not? So in the programming, every value of what? Actual parameters are transferring to where? If I use 3 actual parameters, definitely how many I need? 3 formal parameters are required. If I pass 5 values in the actual part, how many formal parameters required? What is this meaning? Arguments, mechanism of passing. Passing the values of arguments to whom? Formal parameters. It is known as what? Parameter or arguments mechanism techniques. Parameter passing mechanisms we can call, or arguments passing mechanisms. Once again, I will repeat. Nothing is there. You need to get, first of all, to my class context. Data is available originally in where? Data is available actually in where? Actual arguments. Which is passing to whom? What it is called? Arguments passing mechanism. To where? That's it. Mechanism is going on between what to what? Arguments to. That's why they are known as what? Arguments passing mechanisms. Also, some people will call parameter passing mechanisms. Understand? What do you mean by arguments passing mechanism? They will ask this question. Nobody will answer it. The process of sending the actual parameter values to the is called arguments passing mechanisms. Understand? Sometimes, of course, you don't know that, which I am introducing, which is so much of advanced facility in Python. Parameter values also will be used as what? Same parameters I will use here only. That will be passing to whom? To the parameters. We call it as arguments passing mechanisms, also called as parameter passing mechanisms also we can call. Shall I write the heading? Shall I write the important statement here? What is the important statement? I will write it. Hence, all the values of what? Arguments. All the values of actual arguments are passing to, come on, ma, formal parameters. And it is no, and this type of mechanism is called arguments passing mechanisms. Arguments passing mechanisms. That's it. Arguments passing mechanisms. First of all, this question is how much dangerous and how much irritation we cannot understand. What do you mean by arguments passing mechanism? So I have seen any of the candidate, you will come across this. It is nothing but message passing we can. Some people will ask called what? Message passing. What do you mean by message passing? Message passing means what? How can you communicate the data from one part of the program to another part of the program? Through what? Arguments only. Original data present in where? Actual arguments that are supposed to do some operations, na? Where I will pass it? You are doing the operation. So how the data is passing? How the messages are passing? Through arguments. In where? Parameters. Which parameters? Formal parameters. So what is this mechanism called? Arguments passing mechanism or parameter passing mechanism also we can call. Okay, students? Yes. So coming to the point of it, arguments passing mechanism also called as what? I will write it as what? Parameter passing mechanism. Why, sir, you are using parameter passing mechanism? My dear students, you see here OP. See ma, add OP. What is this is called? Used as a function call inside the function or not? I am using one special argument or not? This argument I am passing to whom? Formal parameter. Who knows? Sometimes I will say some ABC function. I will send this OP itself to another function. What is this OP? Formal parameter is used as what? Argument. Yes or no? That formal parameter itself I am using in where? Function call. That function call itself, the value is sending to whom? Another function. That means formal parameter is acting as argument. That itself is treated as a parameter passing mechanism only. That's why it can be called as what? It can be called as what? Parameter passing mechanism or what? Passing mechanisms. Is my heading is clear? This I want to enter into biggest discussion in my class. Of course, I can say very proud of this. And nobody knows this, and every Python real-time industry is much worrying about this. Because when you come to this many of the occasions in Django batches, I used to explain at least 1 or 2 days about the students who don't know anything about the functions. Because to learn Django, you require to have the strong knowledge of functions. And of course, functions is a heart for learning Python programming. And that too, this is the dominated part of the subject. First of all, title is understandable. Come on, say quickly. Yes. So, good. Now, here I am going to introduce, I want to go for arguments parameter passing mechanism. Here I am going to say, the mechanism of, I am writing for your mechanism of passing the values of what? Actual arguments to the formal parameters from where function call to where function definition is called what? Arguments are parameter passing mechanisms. I'm giving a definition also for you. Yes, I'm giving definition also for you. The mechanism of passing values of actual arguments to formal parameters from where function call to where function definition is called what? That's it. Very good. Today you understand na? After 10 days if I ask na, you will forget. So listening and forgetting is already over na. That is the first life of your BTech is over. That is first life is over. It is the second life. And you don't feel because of my words. I speak only facts, originals, which will touch your heart. Somebody will realize immediately, they will come out of your danger zone. If you realize, things will go like anything. If you feel that, okay, like other faculties sir will also say like this, means you will get difficult. Because I am not similar and like others. I am unique. You know that. My subject is unique. Learn everything A to Z. You will be a unique software engineer. Okay, now? Shall I continue? Good. In Python programming, in how many ways I can pass it? This is one way I can say. This is one way. X and Y passing to that and done na, over I can say. Functions topic is over I can say. Like everybody will do like that only. Functions topic is over I can say. You will also say functions is over. You will count that functions is over. Next whoops will be continued in 1 or 2 days. Whoops will be over. Even in website also you see whoops will be discussed only in one static page only. Any website you take it, whoops you type it, whoops they will explain only 1 or 2 static pages only. But in our class, whoops in real time, I know what is its importance. Whoops in Django, whoops in artificial intelligence, I know personally how much heavy it is. How much heavy it is, I will explain everything. So classes, objects, encapsulation, abstraction, polymorphism, inheritance, all those things are very much tricky and very much intelligent also. That I will explain. To understand those things very easily, functions must be so strong enough. Okay, students, shall I move forward? Yes. So coming to the point of it, display of X, Y. So X and Y are formal parameters passing to this AB. So today's session, we are going to have in Python programming, we have five types of arguments or parameter passing mechanisms. They are one by one I will explain. First one is called what? Positional parameters, also called as what? Positional arguments. Positional parameters are what? Arguments. Second one, what is the importance of it? I will explain. What is the importance of it? I will explain. Next is called what? Default parameters or default arguments. Whatever it is. Default parameters or default arguments. I will explain that. I will explain each and everything with more programming. Next is called what? Keyword parameters or arguments. I can't imagine how much is that keyword parameters and arguments in NumPy, because I am not teaching Python as Python like that. I am teaching this Python in the day one. I said towards data science we will teach. Comma pandas I will teach it. This pandas and NumPy, we are using this keyword parameters and arguments very, very frequently. That's why always learn towards the data scientist to become. Business intelligence analyst you need to become. Okay. So let us coming to the next variable length parameters. Beautiful mechanism this is. Variable length parameters and arguments. Next, Fifth one is called what? Keyword, variable length parameters and arguments. Keyword, variable length parameters and arguments. Right. So these are the 5 mechanisms we have. These are the 5 mechanisms we have. Fine. So Atish, arbitrary no ma, arbitrary no. So it is called what? Variable length parameters is one thing. Keyword variable length parameters are arguments. Right? So coming to the point of it, next, I'm going to introduce positional parameters and arguments, default parameters, keyword parameters, variable length parameters, keyword variable length parameters. This is the discussion of our things one by one we will enter. Are you understanding that? So first question is what? What do you mean by arguments passing? What is meant by argument passing? Function call to function heading. Okay. How many ways are there to pass it? As I said, letters, telegrams, mobile telephones, mobiles, WhatsApp. These are all called what? Varieties of mechanisms of passing the data or not? Like that. To pass the data from one place to another place, a function call to this one, these mechanisms are going to be using. Shall we start the first one? What is the first one? Yes, positional parameters. Good. Whatever I explained here, this is an example of what? Positional parameters. In C language, C++, Java, Python, definitely parameters are passing mechanism is there. Because functions started from structured programming language. C, C++, Java, .NET, everywhere else. Default parameter passing mechanism is positional parameter passing mechanism is positional parameters. How many in Python? 5. No language will provide these many. Even if anything provides, they won't explain because they did not experience it in their projects. Since we experienced in our projects, I want to share everything in the class. Positional parameters are arguments. Is a default parameter mechanism. Of course, I will explain this one by one in the class. That is my first discussion in the class. First discussion in the class is called what? Positional parameters are what? Arguments. Very simple, ma. Each mechanism will have theme is there, formula is there. What is the theme of positional parameters? I will explain. What is the theme of default parameters? I will explain. While I am explaining second one, I will club the first one also. While I am explaining second one, I will club what? First one. So that you will get the clarity. When I am explaining the third one, after explaining the third one, I will use 1, 2, 3 combined example. While I am explaining fourth one, I will explain 1, 2, 3, 4 combined with rules and regulations. Understand? That means 1 line at a time, 2 lines at a time, 3 lines at a time. Total things at one time we will discuss. That is a way of getting the subject. So let us students getting to the positional parameter. Let me take the direct example here. Direct example, I will take it. What is meant by positional parameter? First of all, one thing I want to convince you. Positional parameters is a default parameter passing mechanism, first of all. If I pass 2 actual argument values, how many formal parameters required? 2. If I pass 3 argument values, how many formal parameters required? What is the mean default? Formal parameters, 3 formal parameters are required. 3 actual arguments require how many formal parameters? 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3. That is called what? Position to position. First position value to the first formal parameter. Second argument value to the second formal parameter. Third one will be for what? What is this mechanism called? Positional parameter mechanism. The name itself will tell. Understanding, students? Let us go to the example, my dear students here. Positional parameter argument example1.py. Example1.py. See, my dear students, main program I will take it. Display student info. What is the value I have? STNO. Okay, directly I will pass the value 10, or if we get confused, that is also one problem. 10. Next is called S name is called what? Row sum. Next is called marks is equal to some 33.33. I am passing here as what? STNO comma S name comma. What is this next? What is the number, name and marks are called? Come on. What is STNO? Number and name and marks are called? They are called actual arguments. See how fast they are giving, online students. So offline coming for sitting idle or what? Say answers. Actual. Yes. They are passing to whom? How they are passing? All at once in one variable or one by one? That is called which mechanism? By default. Positional parameters. Say, what is the function name? DEF. What is the function name? Display student info. How many values are coming? 3 values. That is, without knowing any mechanism, you are saying 3. What is that now? SNO comma, name comma, what is this? Say pass. Coming to the point of it, you see, again Ganesh Verma is asking, which will execute first main program or function example? He is asking the question. Which one will execute first? Function or main program? He is asking that. Already explained or not? So that's why I don't want to concentrate on this. He is saying from 3 minutes onwards, he is asking the same thing. Even I am ignoring, he is asking the same thing. Main program will execute first, function will execute first. So he is asking that. So that's why we need to have some respect towards the doubt. So that is already covered in the class. When it is already covered, I don't want to respond to that. It's my time waste. Right. So coming to the here, STNO, name, marks are called what? Actual arguments. Passing to whom? STNO to NO, S name to name, and marks to whom? Marks. And somebody is asking a student, sir, please change name to S name. Samir Babu, Samir Kumar. Any problem if I write a name? If I write any S name here, name is any problem? Huh? So he is feeling that it is a keyword. Because it is looking different color. Na? He is looking it is a different color. Not like that. It is not like, it is not a keyword. Because you need to remember all my subject in the class. If you did not remember any class subject, you will get this type of doubts unnecessary. See that name is equal to Java. Print name. Is there any problem of this? Name is equal to KVR. It's my time waste. Print of name. See that? Any problem? Samir Kumar, any problem? Samir Kumar. So when your doubt should have a lot of respect to the subject. So coming to the point of it, where I taught this point? Where I taught? In the variables. Rule number 4. We should not use keywords as variable names. Is it a keyword? No. If I use if is in which color? Blue. That is called a keyword. Now I am using what? Name. This also comes under lack of practice. Lack of practice also you will get this type of doubts. Right? So please take care of this and then pass. Then print now. See that? I am saying that like this, /t, dot format of SNO comma, name comma, marks. It's not only, of course, I'm not blaming you. Why I'm feeling is when I explain, if you forget, definitely I will feel. Simple example. You asked your parent, today evening I want to go to movie. Please give me money. He is pretending that he did not listen your words. Again you will ask. Again same thing. He did not pretend. He is thinking. So third time you will get angry or not? Why? Because he did not listen your word. I already explained. You forget and you are asking again. So then I will feel. So any programming errors are coming. That is only lack of your practicing, lack of our reading. Those who are not reading, this is the most advisable to you. So name as well as marks. Come on, quickly take the scenario here. This is an example of positional parameters. How many formal parameters? What is this rule is called? Positional parameter first rule. What is the positional parameter first rule? Number of actual arguments in the function call must be equal to number of formal parameters in the function heading. Number of actual parameters in the function call must have number of formal parameters in function heading. What is this rule? Positional parameters rule. It is there in C language, C++, Java, .NET, Python, everywhere else it is there. That's why it is called a default parameter mechanism. Understand? Fine. So in place of writing number, name and etc., I can write even the values like this also. And you don't feel it. Don't feel it. This is called a value I am passing. Value I am passing. Here value I am passing. Here value I am passing. Here I am passing what? Something like 33.33. So I will take off this. And what this is called? Actual values. Earlier I passed in the form of variables. Today I am passing in the form of what? Values. Let us go to that. How it is passing, my dear students? Number, name, and next is what? So I am printing them. Let us execute. Let us execute this. Positional parameter example. Yes, done. Execute once and then see. Execute once and then see. Py. See this. Values are coming. Something like this. Now next you say one more time. One more time you write it. Display student info. Display student info. 20. Next is called like this. And the next is called 11.11. Say this now. See this output now. Getting the data like this. Are you following me? And one more time I am asking you. Look at that. Samir Kumar, Rocky, you are saying awesome now. After explaining this entire thing, what you will say, I want to listen. After explaining mind-blowing example, I will give you. So beginning, this is very, very simple. So further, let us go to that. Let us see. This is see what I am passing it. Something like a 77.77, comma 40, and then I am taking Travis. I am entering like this. What is this 77.77? Marks. Marks are going and placing in where? Number. Student number it is posting. And what is 40, ma? Number. Where it is posting? Name. It is posting to name. What is Travis? Where it is posting? What do you understand? Is it a wrong positions are passing or not? Because of wrong posting, what is happening? Last part you see. Is it called a problem or not? It is called a problem. See, under the number part, marks came. Under the name part, number came. Under the marks part, name came. What do you understand this? Is it a positional argument? Wrong positions are passing. Inconsistent results are coming. That's why positional parameter mechanism always recommended to pass the data in the same case, in the same order. What is the formal parameter? First one, student number. Should pass what value? Only student number. Next one is what? You should pass only. Next is what? So you should follow the order or not? For consistency to maintain, you must pass what? Same order of the data, same number of arguments must be equal to same number of formal parameters. So what are the two things, ma? Number of actual arguments must be equal to number of formal parameters, number one. Second one is what? Recommended to maintain the order of parameters, order of arguments. Order of actual arguments must be matched with order of formal parameters for consistency of the data to display. If I display like that, you are losing the consistency. Wrong information is coming. People will feel that it is a wrongly passed, wrongly positioned values they are called. That's why positional arguments says that maintain what? Consistency. Maintain what? Right. So to maintain the consistency, somebody else is passing the data like this. What is the data they are passing? 40, and they are passing something like, MC Kine, I am passing, and I am passing the data called what, some 55.55 I entered. Data is passing again perfectly. Data is passing the data perfectly here. But what is happening here? Wrongly passed. So wrongly passed here. So coming to the point of it, here, this is not maintaining the part of it here, and only three things are maintaining correctly, and this is not maintained. So you are supposed to adjust that also. So first pass the number, next is the name, and next you pass it as something like this, you pass it. So the data is ordered and the data is available properly. I hope, my dear students, you followed. Shall I show you the once again? What is the concept of positional parameters? Don't buttify. They will ask you direct question. Explain about positional parameters. What do you say? In positional parameters, last and final 2 points. Number of arguments in the function call must be equal to number of formal parameters. That is number one. Second one, recommended to pass order of arguments of function call must be matched with order of formal parameters. Why do follow the order and a meaning? Order is nothing but a meaning only, na? Why? For consistency of the data to display. Consistency means accuracy of the data to display. Are you okay, students? Yes, let us go to the syntax, ma. Let us, students in the online, are you okay? Are you okay? Is it understandable, students? Good. Now, coming to the syntax part, you see. Syntax part, you see. DEF, there also syntax is there. Syntax for function definition. Syntax for function definition. Just look at DEF. Come on, ma. Function name of param 1, comma, what is this now? Param 2, so on what? Param n. Of course, we will write how many statements here? Block of statements, I will write it. Many block of statements, I will write it. Okay. What is the next one? Syntax for, what is this? Function call. Syntax for what? Function call. Tell me, what is the syntax for function call? Function name of what? arg1, and the next is what? arg2, so on what? argn. What is the mechanism? The values of, come on, ma. Values of, which one? Argument 1, comma, argument 2, so on, argument n, are passing to whom? Param 1, comma, param 2, so on, what? Param n, respectively. Are you getting? So argument 1 to param 1, argument 2 to param 2, argument n to param n. Are you okay, students? Let's go to once. I just want to take up once more. Positional parameters, I just want to give you the clarity here. So I just want to say positional parameters are positional argument. Just what I wrote it, I just want to give you rather than typing. I explained what I typed. I just showing to your senior batch content. The concept of positional parameters or arguments says that, come on, read out. The number of arms, there is nothing but what? Must be equal to the number of formal parameters. Okay? Must be equal to the number of formal parameters. That is one thing. Next, this parameter passing mechanism also recommends order of parameters for higher accuracy of data display. Do you understand the meaning of order of parameters? Number to number, name to name, marks to marks. Number to name, name to marks, that is not order maintaining. Understand? Yes. Python programming follows by default which mechanism? Yes. Okay. Syntax, you please see. Syntax for function definition. What I wrote it. Syntax for function call. Here the values of argument 1, argument 2, argument n are passing to whom? Parameter 1, parameter 2, parameter n respectively. So for this point, you must tell. Out of these 5, which is the default mechanism? Positional arguments mechanism. What is the meaning? Number must be equal to the other number. Number of actual arguments must be equal to the number of formal. Order of actual parameters must follow the order of formal parameters also. That's it. It is a default parameter passing mechanism by default. Understand? Yes. So some other examples in next class, almost it is 5:53. Next class I will discuss the some more example. Some more examples I will give you the clarity. So next example I will discuss. Another examples are there that I will discuss in tomorrow. I will discuss tomorrow around 2 to 3 mechanisms I will explain. Because tomorrow I have the complete 1 hour 40 minutes, 1 hour 50 minutes. I will discuss this, each mechanism, programming concept, programming examples I will discuss. Today I will post the concept of it. And this first example I will pass it. First example only I will send it. Okay, now shall I stop the class? So tomorrow, if any offline students or somebody, if they are Hyderabad and are not coming, you just intimate. Online students will be as it is as online students. Tomorrow class, as usual, we will continue. So Ganesh Verma, take care, ma. Improve your doubts, things. Okay. So no problem. Take care of it. So tomorrow's class will continue as usual. Okay. Thank you. Good day.